Welcome back to Marbella now. My name is Nicole King, and what a pleasure to be celebrating in November 6 years of the programme, but also a year since I last saw my next guest. Her name is Sorana, and she works with biomagnetic therapy. Yes, biomagnetic therapy. And when I first heard about it, I really didn't understand it, but each time I hear more, Sorana, it makes more sense. So welcome back to the program. Lovely to see you.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me. It's a pleasure to be back. Very excited. So let me tell you again a little bit about what I'm doing. So biomagnetic therapy is an alternative medicine approach that targets the pH of our body. It's very important to have a pH that's neutral. So with the help of magnets that we use, it's magnets of medium-high intensity, we are balancing out the pH, and we add force and energy to the body in terms of millivoltage and electrical potential of the cell to work, to function properly.
But just with magnets?
With magnets, with magnets like that. I have the magnets here. We work with both pole of magnets, the North Pole and the South Pole. And we use them in pairs to balance the pH of the different organs.
So when you say that, I'm thinking magnets, metals. So if there's a metal, magnet attracts metals. Are you saying that we kind of have like metals in our body that you're going to pull around with the magnets?
No, what we target is the pH that stands for hydrogen potential, and we are 70% water. What does water have? Hydrogen. So what we do with the magnets, practically, we shift around the hydrogen protons. Wherever we find an inflammation or a health debilitating issue like a disease or infection, we find that the pH of the certain area is acid. So then we come with the magnets and we balance out the specific area that is affected. So your body regains the force, the necessary force to combat the thing that caused the inflammation. And what can alter our pH? A lot of things, practically nutrition, the food that we have, because nowadays what we eat, it's not all the time very good. Pathogens like microbes, virus, bacteria, parasites, fungi, and those can alter our pH. And what we do in this therapy, we do a muscle testing, a kinesiological testing, and through this testing we can find out where are those points where the pH is unbalanced and what caused that.
So the what was that word again, the testing that you do?
The kinesiological testing, it's a muscle test. It's a involuntary muscle reaction that wherever we place the magnet and there's an acid point, your leg will shift, will move. It's like a shrinking phenomenon because the acidity creates retraction of the materia. So we know that in this point we have an acid point. There are more than 300 points in the body, and each point corresponds to a microbe or dysfunction. So knowing where this point is, we know how to balance it. We all the time work in pair. That's where the name comes from, biomagnetic pair, because we use both polarity. Both polarity of the magnet. Wherever we find an acid point, we have to find the alkaline point that it's in resonance, and like that we balance the pH. It's, you know, people sometimes don't understand because they said biomagnetic therapy, is it the same as magnetic therapy that we know for a long time? We have all those bracelets with magnets or things for the knee that you should put the magnet. The difference is that magnetic therapy uses only one polarity, it's a unipolar magnet that treats a symptom. For example, we have a knee inflammation. They said, okay, take this thing for the knee, you place it on top and you leave it like that, and eventually the inflammation will disappear. But on the biomagnetic pair therapy is it's a technique where you search for the cause that's creating the symptoms. So you don't treat the symptoms. That doesn't mean that if my head hurts, I will put the magnets around my head. What if the problem is in the stomach and I treat your stomach and your headache disappears? And there are also different causes that has the same symptom. There are a lot of patients that come to the clinic and have gastritis. So that doesn't mean that I place the magnets in the same point to treat gastritis. There are different causes, so the magnets come in different pairs and in different area to treat the same symptoms.
How did you get involved in this yourself?
Oh, it's a long story. I actually was a patient. I suffered for endometriosis, and I'm very scared of surgery and knives and whatever that implies. So my gynecologist said we need to do surgery because my pains were very bad and it really was not very comfortable. So I had a friend and she was a biomagnetic therapist, and she said, let me treat you. And I said, you know what, I don't know if magnets will treat my problem. But I tried it. I was very open and I tried it and it disappeared. When I went back after 1 month to see my gynecologist, he asked me where did I do surgery, and I said actually I didn't. I was treated with magnets. So he said, well, keep on doing that because in South America this is a very common procedure. So since then I had some different problems like migraine, and I treated myself since then with magnets. And I said, oh, that's a very good idea. I need to study that because like that I can help maybe other people. I was focused first in me and after that in my family. And I said, oh, you know, all my parents and all my family, they are doctors. And I said, you know what, I can show them that with an alternative technique, I can do better than them. That was my idea. So when I finished studying, I had my sister as a first patient that had a lot of digestive issues, and I said, well, be my guinea pig, as she was my first patient. And all her issues went away, and she had acidity and a lot of digestive problems, and they really went away. And she said, wow, she like turned her...
You turned the world upside down.
Yes.
Is it many treatments? Do you notice things from the first treatment?
Yes. What I do, for example, how the procedure goes, you come in and I will test you from head to toe. As I told you, we are not treating a symptom. We search for the cause. So you don't have to tell me what you suffer or why you are coming for. I just treat you, and it's a scan. With this muscle test, you go from every organ and every area in your body, more than 300 points, and I'm checking you. Once we finish the checking, a lot of underlying situations come up, and I find out things that you don't even know that exist that you might have in short-term symptoms. So by placing the magnets in this specific situation that they're already known, you balance the pH, and what happens when you balance the pH? Your body recovers the force to fight. It's like having an army and giving them the appropriate weapons to fight against an enemy.
And are they like complementary, contradictory? For example, if someone has migraines and stomach and this, and you see there are several issues, do you have to treat one at a time, or is it something that you try and then balance out?
Well, the treatment, it's whenever you find an unbalanced place or a microbe, a pathogen, you treat it, you balance it out. So what occurs is that in the same moment that the pH is restored, you take the proper environment, in this case the acidity from the virus or pathogen that it is. So it's like taking if someone would take oxygen from you, you take the environment, proper environment from the pathogen, so it cannot resist anymore, so you will eliminate it eventually. The things that come out, you treat them on the spot, and you will eliminate them in the following days. But it's required a number of sessions to cleanse everything out, because it depends from each case. It's individual, and it has its own complexity, because people that come with a normal flu, you catch a cold and you come to see me, you required maybe 2-3 sessions and you get rid of it. But people that have really a complex issue like Lyme disease or diabetes, that means that they have been suffering from this for a long time, and they acquire some infections that the doctors don't even care about. They give them the antibiotics, and they don't see the other things that are involved. So it requires more sessions, like sometimes up to 12 sessions, to get rid of everything, because we are very complex, and sometimes we don't know everything what's underlining.
But the important thing is obviously is to start, and that first step. And I like the thing is it's not invasive. Yeah. I'm like you, the thought of going to a doctor and then have to take medicine or do something isn't appealing, but maybe to go something that's not invasive and just drink extra water or a bit more healthy. What would be the complementary activities one would have to do?
Well, as we said, it's an alternative. I would rather say complementary therapy, because it goes well with any therapy and any traditional medicine, and also alternative therapy. It goes very well. And it's not invasive, because I don't have needles, I don't cut yourself, I just place the magnets over the body. So it's very relaxing. People that come and have the treatment, they are relaxed, that even sleep during the session. So it's very comfortable.
How long does a session last, more or less? I'm getting ready to book my appointment now. I want to go check this out. Wanted to last year and dig around it, but this year I am going to go.
I really waited for you, and I was hoping that Nicole is coming.
But this year, sometimes it's just not the right moment, but this is the right moment. I will definitely
come. As we are very close here,
exactly.
I will call you and say, you know, I'm waiting for you.
And I'll even see if I could bring Sam with me, and we can film it so you all get to see how nice it is to have a treatment that's not invasive. I mean, I think it's worth following up.
Yeah, you're really stuck with the non-invasive.
No, really, because I think a lot of things nowadays, you know, there are so many things that you have to do.
Of course.
That if you can do things without.
We are very, in this moment, and society reached a level that we are very toxic. Toxic because everything is like pollution, and not sleeping properly, and having a bad nutrition, the lack of nutrients, that affect our health. Not only pH issues, everything. We are seeing the body holistical, like from the energetic point, emotional point, physical point. We need a lot of stuff to be healthy. So I'm all the time recommending my patient when they come and see me, I'm helping with magnets, but you have to do your own part, like having a better and a healthier nutrition, eat more vegetables and fruits, because it's more alkaline. So that helps also your pH to be neutral. Our health depends on a lot of variety of things, but the most important thing is our pH. When pH is neutral, it should be around 7.3 in that on that scale. Our health is good, our organs function good, and everything is it's working properly. But whenever we find an alteration, our health we start having symptoms. We start having headaches. We don't sleep good. We start having a stiff neck. So everything, it's actually a question about how to maintain our pH levels neutral, and like that
it makes so much sense. And I'm just thinking about a swimming pool. You have to have the correct pH, otherwise you wouldn't want to swim in it. And now you think of that same water, as you say, at least 70% of our body is made up with that water, and we need to keep it in good shape. Sorana, thank you so much It's been
Thank
a
you
pleasure
again.
to learn more. It's not a threat. I will come and visit you and check this out because I think it sounds really interesting for our viewers. And a big thank you to Anita Norde, my production assistant, for getting you back on the show.
Thank you again for having me, and really I'm looking forward to having you in the clinic. And well, it's very close because we moved and now we are here in Ricardo Soriano, so...
I have no excuses.
Yeah, you have
no
no
excuses
excuses.
whatsoever. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nicole.
Don't go away. We're going to hear some messages from our sponsors. And remember our Zero Hero incentive, free soft drinks for the designated driver in participating businesses. And there are many. www.zerohero.es. But don't take it from me. Take it from our messages, our sponsors, and our great community that's taken part in putting these promos together. Big thank you to James Wheeler, Linda and Wooden, and James Kale. Back in a moment. Don't go away.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
Zero Hero, welcome to the playwright.
Hello guys, welcome to Harbor. All the designated drivers are welcome here to the Harbor. And we are very proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Juwine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody, nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
A big thank you to our sponsors, Linear Director. One of the things that they came up with after our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit in 2016 was offering free taxi up to 4 times a month if you're a policy holder, if you've been drinking, which is helping encourage us to go out and about but not drink and drive. So that's very cool. And also sponsoring our Zero Hero incentive, free drinks for the designated driver. Please do sign up to our newsletter, go to the designated driver partner businesses, support the initiative because it's better for all of us. And someone who's also making life better for everyone, including our animals, is the lovely Fabienne of ACE, Animal Care España, Animal Care Spain. Fabienne, 21 years, is it you said you've been going?
Yes, now in December we are 21 years going.
Congratulations, you're coming of age officially.
Yeah.
And what's it like, 21 years struggling for the survival of many animals that are just left and abandoned to their own devices?
Well, to be honest, after 21 years I still like what I do because you make an animal happy, and that's where I live for. We save now about 25,000 lives, which is a lot of dogs and cats. The most of the animals that we save are dogs, not so many cats because we don't have the installations for them. But we try to save any animal that comes into our hands, and it's quite hard at the moment, but we still go on.
Where are you based, Fabienne?
We are in Mijas Costa, in La Cala de Mijas actually, and we are based there since we began.
It's very necessary to have animal care centres here on the coast. A lot of people abandon animals, and unfortunately one of the very strange reactions for me at the beginning of COVID and quarantine were people kicking their animals out, scared that they were going to catch something from the animals, which is quite unfounded.
It's really not possible that they catch anything of the animals, also not from the cats. It's all a story which was made, and it's absolutely not true, because they are the ones who saved us now, our animals. Because a lot of people who want to adopt now, they adopt because they want to be in company, they want to walk. And we have lots of adoptions at the moment, but we are very afraid of what will happen when the COVID is over. Because then they perhaps will abandon them again, and that's where we are afraid of. But at the other side, many are being dumped to our gates, and it's a never-ending story really at the moment, and it's very hard work because we have no volunteers nearly. Because of the COVID, we cannot let them in. We have to be careful, we have to stay healthy. So it's quite hard at the moment. At the one side, many come in, and at the other side, a lot are adopted. So it's good, but it's very hard work.
We're at the moment trying to develop an incentive, a project with the schools to get involved with charities, but in a charity challenge. So perhaps we can extend this to the Costa Mijas. We'll get Anita Norje, who, thanks to her, we're welcoming back Fabienne today, my production assistant, to develop this also up at that end of the coast, because with the elderly people not going back to the charities, it's left a big hole, and our youth can get more involved, and it's good for them too. So it's something we will definitely keep talking about. So Fabienne, how did you get started with ACE? What was the reason that you felt when you came, I imagine, just to enjoy life, and now have dedicated 21 years of your life to the animals?
Yeah, actually we came here to work less, and now we work more than ever, because we are 24 hours involved with the animals and to make the best what we can. But it was a killing station before where I am in ACE. Before it was a killing station, and then in 2008 they couldn't handle it anymore, and they asked me if I could take it over. But I wanted to take it over if it would be a no-kill installation. We do not sacrifice, only when a dog is very, very ill or very aggressive, which never happens here. I mean, in the 21 years, I think we have to put down 2 dogs who were very aggressive, and that's really not a lot. Most of the animals are kind animals.
So very much the philosophy of our AAA Marbella, because also we're very lucky to have a non-killing station, and that is not the norm in Spain. It's normally 10 days if you're lucky, and it's over if they're not claimed. So this is a big plus for Mijas.
Yeah, we do not sacrifice now.
And how do you survive? How do you fund all this? How many animals do you have there at the moment?
We have at the moment around 450 dogs, and we have around 100 cats. And we survive with donations. We have no income or no help from the Ayuntamiento. We have to do it all ourselves.
Even though you are the official rescue center of the area?
Yes, because here in Spain, the Pereiras, the killing stations, they are official. They are from the government, let's say. But we are a private installation. We do everything ourselves.
It's so wrong, because they even get finance to put animals down, as opposed to they could finance you to keep the animals alive and find homes.
No, we do not get any help, but we are used to that because we have to fight now for 21 years, and we go on like that. We have many people who donate, for instance, €5, €10, €100 a month, and you have people who keep doing that. Then we have the adoptions, and with the money of the adoptions, we help again the other dogs. We have big dogs, small dogs, young dogs, old dogs, and when you have to find an equilibration between everything, and then because a big dog stays much longer in a shelter than a small Yorkie, for instance. So you have to find a way to keep going. And we try very hard. It's very hard at the moment because we cannot organize anything. We can't organize events. We can't organize markets. We cannot dinners. We can't do anything at the moment. So it's quite hard for all of us, for all the shelters.
Do you need volunteers, like for physical help of cleaning out the installations, walking dogs and things like that?
Yes, we would love to, but we are not allowed to. Because we cannot have too many people in the installations at the moment. It's not allowed. We have to have the normal people who come always, they are very welcome, but we cannot have too many people because then we don't follow the rules, you know.
So the most important thing is financial contributions and perhaps supplies also. Bleach, food, mops, office supplies.
Anything. Food, cleaning products, anything they can help us with, we're very, very happy with.
Well, it's really nice to see you again, and your community is very grateful to your lifelong dedication to our animals. A lot of us are animal lovers here on the coast, and we know that it's thanks to people like yourselves that really make a big, big difference. So keep it up, and if there's anything else we can do to help, please do let us know, Fabienne.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for another week of programs of Marbella Now. Lovely to know what's going on in our community, and so heartwarming to see that so many people really do care about others as much as themselves, and in many cases even more, as this lovely lady sitting here dedicating all her time to the animals. If you have anything you would like to share on the program, please do contact me. It will be my pleasure to help get your word out there. And if you'd like to take part of any of our incentives of the community, would also like to hear from you. That's it for me for the moment. Please check out my column, my Marbella Moments in the Europe Weekly News. Go to my website, nicoleking.es, for links to that, also to our Zero Hero website and recordings of this show, which we hope you will also follow on Facebook and Instagram. And thank you. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and we'll see you again next week for more of what's going on behind the scenes in Marbella Now. Hasta pronto.
We can change.